If you're coming here, generally you are the victim of someone else's negligence. Whether it's someone that was texting, talking on the phone, not paying attention, playing with the radio, that's what we find over and over and over again. There's so much technology, people can't stay off their phones. And business, unfortunately, has continued to increase because of that technology. We find so many cases where people are texting or talking on the phone, and we're able to get that information. When we file a lawsuit, we subpoena the cell phone records. We can see to the second what they were doing, whether they were talking on the phone, whether they were texting, whether they were using data. And that allows us to really prove that this other person wasn't paying attention and caused the crash.
Is that younger drivers generally?
That's everyone. Everyone of every age is using technology that we see in cases. You know, it's one of those things that people just can't wait a few minutes to get to their location to respond to a text, and because of that, they have caused many, many catastrophic crashes. And that's one of the things I preach to my clients that have been in auto accidents, especially those where it's contested by the defendant. Get a dash camera. You know, I've had only one case so far in my career where someone had dash cam footage of the actual accident happening. And dash cams now are inexpensive. You can get a dash cam for under $100, put it in your car, and God forbid there's an accident, then you have proof who caused it. So when the defendant comes and says, it's your fault, you pull out the video footage and you've got proof it wasn't. I wish I could say I got into law to make the world a better place, but I was a little kid, probably 4 or 5 years old, and I lived in Virginia, and my uncle, Uncle Norm, in Miami was a lawyer. So when I was a little kid, we would come down and visit, and I saw Uncle Norm, and to this day, Norm I think is 72 years old now, still practicing, still working 50 hours a week. He loved being a lawyer. He was as enthusiastic about being a lawyer in his career as anything I'd ever seen. And from that early age, I wanted to be a lawyer. So it's due to Uncle Norm. 23 years later, you try to figure out, how have I been doing this so long? But fortunately, you know right from left, and you know what's going on, and you know how to deal with these things, because it's uncommon for me or someone, you know, in my group of, you know, the experienced litigators to not have seen something before. And also the good thing about Farah and Farah is we work in teams here, and so the team that I work on, you know, at 23 years of experience, I'm probably one of the lower. There's others with 25 and 30 years of experience, so you always have people to talk to and to bounce ideas off of. And if something does come along that you haven't seen before, you know what? The guy right in the next office has probably seen it. So we always are bouncing ideas off each other and issues and things like that. But in short, 23 years, you know, fortunately, a lot more experienced, seen most things, and you know how to deal with them very quickly.